Adam Sandler walks leisurely down an elegant street lined with luxury boutiques. His appearance is far from Hollywood glamour. Worn jeans, a loose t-shirt, and old sneakers. After filming his new movie where he played a simple working man, Adam decided to keep this look for a while longer. Before him stands Diamond Royal, the most prestigious jewelry store in the city, its windows gleaming with treasures worth a fortune. Adam pauses, remembering he promised to buy a gift for his wife. But before he can enter, his attention is drawn to a strange scene unfolding at the store's entrance. A middle-aged man in a simple plaid shirt and worn khaki pants is being confronted by an impeccably dressed store employee. The employee's posture radiates disdain as he speaks to the man in a voice loud enough for passers-by to hear. "Sir, I think you might be confused about where you are," the employee says, his tone dripping with condescension. "This is Diamond Royal, where our pieces start at 5 figures. Perhaps you'd be more comfortable at one of the mall jewelry stores downtown." The middle-aged man looks down at his clothes, his face flushing with embarrassment. "I'm just looking for an anniversary gift for my wife," he explains softly. "We've been married for 25 years and I wanted to get her something special." The employee raises an eyebrow and gives a mocking smile. "Special indeed. And how exactly were you planning to pay for such a special gift?" He makes air quotes around the word special, drawing smirks from another employee watching from inside. Adam stops in his tracks, watching the scene unfold. The middle-aged man's shoulders slump as he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a worn leather wallet. "I've been saving for this for over a year," he says, his voice barely audible now. The employee laughs lightly, shaking his head. "Sir, I don't think you understand. Our clients are people of certain standing. We must maintain a certain atmosphere for them." He gestures toward the door. "I'm going to have to ask you to leave." The middle-aged man stands frozen, his dignity in tatters, as other pedestrians walk by, some pretending not to notice, others openly staring. Adam's expression shifts from curiosity to disbelief, and then to something deeper, a mixture of empathy and determination. Without hesitation, Adam approaches the scene. The employee, still focusing on removing the unwelcome visitor, doesn't notice Adam's approach until he's standing right next to them. "Excuse me," Adam says, his voice calm but firm. "Is there a problem here?" The employee turns, preparing to dismiss another seemingly inappropriate visitor, when recognition flashes across his face. His eyes widen, and his posture immediately shifts from aggressive to accommodating. "Mr. Sandler, what an unexpected pleasure," the employee exclaims, his voice suddenly warm and inviting. "Please, come in. We just received a new collection that would be perfect for someone of your caliber." Adam ignores the invitation, instead turning to the middle-aged man who now looks confused by this sudden change in atmosphere. "Were you just trying to buy a gift for your wife?" Adam asks him gently. The man nods, still embarrassed. "Our anniversary is next week. 25 years. Adam smiles warmly. "That's amazing. Congratulations." He turns back to the employee, whose smile has frozen in place. "So why exactly can't this gentleman shop here?" The employee's smile falters. "Mr. Sandler, I was just explaining to this gentleman that our boutique caters to a certain clientele. We have standards to maintain." Adam's expression remains pleasant, but his eyes harden. "Standards? What kind of standards exactly? Financial ones? Or are you judging people based on how they dress?" The middle-aged man attempts to defuse the situation. "It's okay, I can go somewhere else," he says softly. "No," Adam says firmly. "It's not okay." He turns to face the employee directly. "You know what? I think we should all go inside and have a conversation about these standards of yours." The employee hesitates, glancing nervously between Adam and his unexpected companion. With a stiff nod, he opens the door wider. "Of course, Mr. Sandler. Please come in." As they enter the gleaming interior of Diamond Royal, every head turns to look. The sound of hushed whispers fills the air as Adam Sandler, the Hollywood star, walks in alongside a plainly dressed middle-aged man, followed by a visibly uncomfortable employee. The interior of Diamond Royal is the epitome of luxury. Crystal chandeliers hang from ornate ceilings. Plush velvet seating areas are arranged throughout the space, and glass cases filled with spectacular jewelry pieces line the walls. The soft classical music playing in the background creates an atmosphere of refined elegance. As Adam and the middle-aged man step further into the store, the manager, a tall, slender woman in her 50s with perfectly coiffed silver hair and an impeccable designer suit, approaches them quickly, her practiced smile barely masking her confusion at the unusual pairing. "Mr. Sandler, what an honor to have you in our establishment," she says smoothly, deliberately avoiding eye contact with the middle-aged man. "I'm Vivian Hargrove, the store manager. How may we assist you today?" Adam extends his hand to shake hers. "Nice to meet you, Vivian. I'm actually here to help my friend." He pauses, turning to the middle-aged man. "I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name." "Robert," the man says quietly. "Robert Dempsey." "Robert here," Adam continues, "who was just trying to buy an anniversary gift for his wife of 25 years when your employee decided he wasn't good enough to shop here." Vivian's smile falters momentarily before she regains her composure. "There must be some misunderstanding. At Diamond Royal, we welcome all customers." "That's interesting," Adam replies, his tone still friendly, but with an edge now. "Because I just witnessed your employee telling Robert that he doesn't belong here and asking him to leave. Is that your store policy?" The employee who had confronted Robert shifts uncomfortably behind them. Vivian shoots him a sharp glance before turning back to Adam with a forced smile. "Mr. Sandler, I assure you that is not our policy. Perhaps there was a miscommunication." "There was no miscommunication," Adam says firmly. "Your employee judged Robert based on his appearance and decided he couldn't afford to shop here. That's discrimination, plain and simple." By now, other customers in the store have abandoned any pretense of shopping and are openly watching the confrontation. The other staff members stand frozen, unsure of how to react. "Let me ask you something, Vivian," Adam continues, his voice now carrying throughout the silent store. "How much does a person need to have in their bank account to be worthy of shopping here? Is there a minimum net worth requirement? Or is it about the clothes they wear?" Vivian's professional facade begins to crack. "Mr. Sandler, I assure you—" "Because I'm curious," Adam interrupts, gesturing to his own casual attire. "If I wasn't Adam Sandler, but just some guy in a t-shirt and jeans, would your staff have treated me the same way they treated Robert?" The silence that follows is answer enough. Vivian's lips press into a thin line as she struggles to formulate a response. "You know," Adam says, his voice softening as he addresses everyone in the store, "I've been fortunate enough to find success in my life, but I've never forgotten where I came from. My dad worked hard as an electrical engineer to provide for our family. He taught me that a person's worth isn't determined by their bank account or their clothes. He turns to Robert, who has been watching the exchange with wide eyes. Robert, how long have you been saving for this anniversary gift? Robert clears his throat. Almost 2 years. I work as a high school science teacher. It's not a job that makes you rich, but I love what I do. My wife, Sarah, and I, we've built a life together. It's not fancy, but it's ours. 25 years, Adam repeats, nodding appreciatively. That's something to celebrate. And you wanted to mark that milestone with something special. Yes, Robert says, his voice growing stronger. Sarah has always dreamed of owning a piece of fine jewelry. Not because she cares about status, but because to her, it represents all the years we've spent together, all the struggles we've overcome. I wanted to give her something that would remind her of that journey every time she looked at it. Adam turns back to Vivian, whose expression has begun to soften. That's the kind of story that should be welcomed in a place like this. That's what these pieces are really about, aren't they? Not just showing off wealth, but marking important moments in people's lives. Vivian nods slowly, a hint of genuine emotion breaking through her professional demeanor. You're right, Mr. Sandler. And Mr. Dempsey, I sincerely apologize for the way you were treated today. That is not what Diamond Royal stands for. I think we need to show, not just tell, Adam suggests. How about we help Robert find the perfect anniversary gift for his wife? Vivian straightens her posture, seemingly coming to a decision. Of course, I would be honored to assist Mr. Dempsey personally. She turns to the employee who had caused the initial confrontation. James, please inform the rest of the staff that we'll be having a mandatory meeting after closing hours today to discuss our customer service standards. The employee nods stiffly and walks away. Vivian gestures toward a display case containing a selection of elegant necklaces. Mr. Dempsey, please tell me about your wife. What kind of jewelry does she typically wear? As Robert begins to describe his wife's simple but classic taste in jewelry, Adam watches with satisfaction. The tension in the store gradually dissipates as customers return to their shopping, though many still cast curious glances in their direction. A young saleswoman approaches them with a tray of champagne glasses. Would you gentlemen care for a drink while you browse? She asks, making a point to offer the first glass to Robert. Robert looks surprised, but accepts the glass with a grateful smile. Thank you. As they move through the store, looking at various pieces, Adam notices a transformation in how the staff interact with Robert. Where there had been dismissal and disdain, there is now attentiveness and respect. It's a small victory, but an important one. Eventually, Robert finds himself drawn to a simple but elegant platinum pendant with a small diamond at its center. Sarah would love this, he says softly. It's beautiful without being flashy, just like her. Vivian lifts the pendant from its display, holding it up so the light catches the diamond. This is from our Eternity collection. The design symbolizes enduring love, perfect for a 25th anniversary. Robert's face falls slightly as he glances at the price tag. It's a bit more than I had planned to spend, he admits. Before Vivian can respond, Adam steps in. I'd like to cover the difference, he offers, as a gift for your anniversary. Robert shakes his head firmly. That's very generous, Mr. Sandler, but no. This is something I need to do myself. It wouldn't mean the same thing if I didn't. Adam studies Robert for a moment, then nods with respect. I understand, but maybe there's another way. He turns to Vivian. What kind of discount could you offer on this piece? Not because Robert can't afford it, but because his story, 25 years of marriage, 2 years of saving, that's the kind of dedication that deserves recognition. Vivian considers this for a moment. We could offer a special anniversary discount, she suggests. 25% off to mark 25 years of marriage. Robert's eyes widen at the offer. That would bring it right into my budget, he admits. Perfect, Adam says, clapping his hands together. And while Robert finalizes his purchase, I'd like to look at some pieces for my wife, too. As Vivian leads Robert to complete his transaction, Adam wanders through the store, occasionally stopping to examine various pieces. He notices how the staff and other customers now look at Robert with a new sense of respect. The transformation is subtle, but significant. When Robert's purchase is complete, the pendant carefully wrapped in the store's signature blue box, he turns to Adam with emotion in his eyes. I don't know how to thank you, he says. Adam shakes his head. No need for thanks. Just enjoy your anniversary and maybe someday tell your students about what happened here today. It's a good lesson about not judging people by their appearance. Robert nods solemnly. I will. And Mr. Sandler, Adam, he corrects. Adam, Robert continues, what you did today, standing up for someone you didn't even know, that means a lot. Adam smiles, placing a hand on Robert's shoulder. That's what we're all supposed to do for each other, right? Stand up when something's not right. As they prepare to leave, Vivian approaches them once more. Mr. Dempsey, we'd be honored if you and your wife would return for a special anniversary celebration next week. We host intimate events for our valued customers, and your story of 25 years together is something worth celebrating. Robert looks surprised, but pleased. That's very kind of you. I'll ask Sarah. Adam watches this exchange with satisfaction. As they walk toward the exit, he notices James, the employee who had initially confronted Robert, standing near the door. The young man looks deeply uncomfortable, avoiding eye contact with both of them. Adam stops, prompting Robert to pause as well. You know, Adam says, addressing James directly, we all make mistakes. What matters is what we learn from them. James looks up, clearly surprised by the direct address. I'm sorry for how I treated you, sir, he says to Robert. It was wrong of me. Robert nods, accepting the apology with grace. Thank you. I appreciate that. As they step out into the sunlight, Adam turns to Robert. So do you think Sarah will like the pendant? Robert smiles, holding the small blue box like it contains the most precious treasure in the world. She'll love it. Not because of what it cost, but because of what it represents. Adam nods, understanding perfectly. Those are the best gifts. They shake hands, and Robert walks away with his head held high, the blue box tucked safely in his pocket. Adam watches him go, feeling the satisfaction that comes from knowing he's made a difference, however small. Back inside Diamond Royal, Vivian gathers her staff in a circle. What happened today was unacceptable, she begins, her voice firm but not unkind. But it's also an opportunity for us to remember why we're here. We don't sell jewelry. We sell moments, memories, celebrations of love and commitment. She looks around at her team, making eye contact with each person. From now on, we will judge our customers not by the clothes they wear or the car they drive, but by the stories they bring with them. Every person who walks through those doors deserves our respect and our best service. James, standing at the edge of the circle, raises his hand hesitantly. I'd like to volunteer to create a training program for new staff members, using what happened today as a case study. Vivian nods approvingly. That's an excellent idea, James. As the meeting concludes, Vivian walks to the front of the store and places a new sign in the window. It reads, "Every love story deserves a Diamond Royal ending." Outside, Adam Sandler continues his walk down the street, blending into the crowd of pedestrians. To most people passing by, he's just another face in the crowd. But to one high school teacher and his wife of 25 years, he's the man who reminded them that true worth isn't measured by wealth or status, but by dignity, respect, and the courage to stand up for what's right. And as the sun begins to set over the city, casting a golden glow on the storefronts, the blue box in Robert's pocket seems to shine a little brighter, carrying with it not just a platinum pendant, but a story of kindness and integrity that will be retold for years to come.